record so that I don't forget that. Well, I hope some others. I have 902. What do you have?
902.
902 also. Okay. Well, maybe just a little bit longer. This is a great training. I hope more people jump on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen also, Lucia, so we can be ready to rock and roll right when others jump on. Okay, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started because I want to just thank you for being on the second part and being prompt with your time. And I know you got a busy day with all kinds of things, personal, business, all that stuff. So we'll get started, and those that jump on can go back and catch the beginning, but we'll move forward. So welcome, Lucia. I'm so glad you've come back to join New Director Call number 2. And just, you know, I have to say this about you. You started really taking advantage of all the trainings that are offered. And that is really when I noticed things start changing in your business. Not only did you start attending them. Hey, Tammy. I know, don't look here. Keep your eyes on the road. Not only did you start attending them, but you started implementing a lot of things that you learned, and golly, things just started moving in a totally different direction than how your business had been going. So a round of applause to you, and Tammy, a round of applause to you too for jumping in on this. I know we are all very, very busy people, so I like that, you know, we're just trying to squeeze in this because this is important. It's so important that it was a Facebook, and I am running it through Facebook also, but I feel that it's so important that I wanted to come together on Zoom for this training. So welcome back, both of you and everybody else that is joining and watching the replay. So let's just recap a little bit about what we learned last week. And we learned that Pampered Chef directors are highly valued and rewarded. Pampered Chef thinks we are, you know, they really do put a lot of energy, support, and a lot of rewards we get. So have those started to come in? Anybody get something new and exciting since your promotion?
I got my PC dollars.
Oh, yeah, big fat wad of PC dollars in your account.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
Not yet, huh? Well, they kind of trickle in, and it just kind of keeps some excitement going throughout your month. So congratulations. So we also learned that setting personal and team goals, making sure that your oxygen mask is on first, that your personal business is really important. It doesn't get any less important with your promotion just because you have a team. Number 3, tracking your progress, how you're going to track this and for communicating with your team. Not only how you're tracking your goals, but how you're keeping them in front of your team. Because if they don't see it, they don't see the updates, it might look like that goal isn't important anymore, or we're not meeting it, or, you know, something like that. And it helps build excitement as you get closer. So were there any of these areas that you implemented last week, and how you want to share?
Well, I was just a couple of days ago, I was able to track the sales. It hasn't been very active, but I've been able to look at it.
Yes. So did you find your daily sales report?
Yes.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yep.
Yeah. That it updates like within 20 minutes of when they submit parties. So I am crossing my fingers that they update that with the recruiting too and new team members, because sometimes when you start promoting people, you're just waiting for that next team member to sign. So hopefully that too. All right, so then, so as a Pampered Chef consultant, you probably have had some ideas of what it meant to be a director because you've watched your directors and other directors. At the same time, you may have wondered, how will I know what to do first? And how do I get it all done? In other words, what are a director's most important priorities, and how should you be spending your time as a leader for maximum results? Any of that cross your mind ever?
Yes.
I see Tammy nodding her head. Okay, I got some secrets. So maybe you've started feeling a little bit overwhelmed since promoting. Promoting to director is much like becoming a new consultant. At first, every task seems complex and time consuming, and that's totally normal. It's like doing anything new for the first time. You should see me when I start exercising. My goodness. It's because you're learning a new skill. And we promise as soon director tasks will be as comfortable as doing a party. It really does. It becomes comfortable. The important things to focus on are what we use as a model is RSVP as your priority, and keep doing the activities that led you to directorship. And I'm going to talk about RSVP in a little bit. The only secret is to attend to the basics and the discipline, and discipline yourself to remain consistent. So the only secret is to attend to the basics and discipline yourself to remain consistent. So can you take a guess of what RSVP stands for? All right, RSVP is a simple model that can be your guide to time management. These 4 areas that every director at every level needs to focus on. When you use this formula to prioritize your business activities, you'll continue to grow your business and develop others and reach your goals. So when people on your team are reaching their goals, your goals almost fall into place automatically. And that's the beauty of it, because you're helping someone else and then you just grow as well. Is this new to you, or have you heard RSVP? Have I ever?
I've heard of it. I already have that part printed out.
Oh,
I recruit sales, and I don't have my notes, but I can't remember the V and the P.
Okay, good. Well, you got half of it, and that's great as a brand new director. So yes, R is recruiting, S is selling, V is very new people on your team, and P are performers on your personal team. And you do them in that order. Recruiting takes priority. Recruiting takes priority. And I'm going to tell you, recruiting solves every problem you have in your business. If there's a problem in your business, recruiting is going to take care of it. And I know you're probably like, yeah, Rocky, well, I have 0 in sales. How is that going to take care of it? But as we go along, you'll find how it just solves everything. Okay, so recruiting number 1, selling very new people and your performers on your personal team. And this chart, this pie chart here, kind of gives you an idea of how much time to spend. If you only have an hour, then it looks like 20 minutes on recruiting, 20 minutes on selling, 10 minutes on very new people, 10 minutes on performers. If you only had an hour to work, maybe you have 2 hours to work and you would divide it the same way. Okay? So recruiting, selling, very new, and your performers. RSVP helps you remember what to focus on, excuse me, as well as how to prioritize your activities. Let's look at the R and the S components of the RSVP. Recruiting and selling are the foundation of your business, and together they help you accomplish the goals you have for your business. Some directors make the mistake of focusing more on their team and stop focusing on their personal business. Your personal business always needs to come first. And then you'll see that you've been seeing this quote all over. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Lead by example. People want to follow a leader that is leading by example. There's no way we can expect our team to do 8 shows if we're not doing 8 shows. There's no way, or 6 shows, or 4 shows. If you want a team that submits a lot of shows, then you have to do that as an example. If you want a team that recruits, then you have to do that as an example. Leadership is not a position or a title. It's an action and an example. Through the R, recruiting, and the S, selling, you're going to meet the people who are going to be part of your personal team, and then they're going to be your V's and your P's. So you can see how important it is to keep your R and your S, your recruiting and your selling, on fire, or else you're not going to have any V's or P's. And then what? Think of recruiting and selling as a hose that fills your bucket of very new people and performers. Every bucket has a hole, so we need to consistently work to keep it filled. What do you think?
As one's coming in and one's going out.
Absolutely. Right. They say a third, a third, a third. A third are coming, a third are working, and a third are leaving. Okay? So absolutely. We just have we as much as I've tried, you just don't have control over other people's lives. You don't, you know? Things happen, and that's why we always have to keep filling this bucket. Okay, in both selling and recruiting, consistency is the key. Consistency means that you do whatever is needed to get the results you want. So you might have seen that post, my to-do list, whatever it takes. So it starts with consistency, making 5 contacts a day to build your business. You need to make enough contacts to ensure that you keep a strong show schedule and continue to grow a strong team. So we always use the 3-2-1 with our team. As a leader, we want to do 5. 5 contacts, 2 shows a week, or 8 shows submitted a month, and we're going to kick your recruiting up to 2 a month also. So 5 contacts a day is where it starts, and these can be made for you that do Facebook shows and do those full service checkouts. Boom, done right there. So, and always be looking for that new business for your shows, new business on your team. You most likely tracked your contacts when you were working to promote. So don't stop doing what worked. Keep doing exactly the same things that got you to directorship. Consistency is the key. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. And let me tell you, I know this for a fact with my whole diet and exercise routine. It's just not consistent. And so I have a whole wardrobe of clothes for all different sizes, depending on what's going on. So I just want to keep the small ones now. Got to be consistent. Your priority time and proactive support are best concentrated on your B's and your P's, your very new people and your performers. Many people, both new and established consultants, want to accomplish more in their business, but they need to master new skills and practice new habits in order to succeed. This doesn't mean that you don't take care of your entire team. Of course, every consultant is warmly invited to your meetings, receives a newsletter or recognition on your page, and is given prompt follow-up to questions. At the same time, you need to provide support that matches each person's commitment level. We'll discuss more later about how you support all your consultants versus your V's and your P's, and how you think and determine who your performance are. So VIP, you're very important people. Very new people. These are your new consultants in their 90 days. So anybody that's in their 90 days is very new people, are very new people. After helping your new consultants launch their business using the New Consultant Strong Start with PCU, continue to coach them through their 90 days. And the New Consultant Strong Start with PCU is very adaptable to the Facebook virtual consultants also. And pretty soon, Becky's going to be up and running with her virtual new consultant training, so that she may be ready to share that with everybody. But the one on PCU is very adaptable, very easily followed too. And I'm going to go ahead and I will post a recording that Stacy Itzel did from National Conference, because she's the one that created the New Consultant Strong Start. And it's her and Becky Ishii, and it's so powerful. It's very, very powerful, and will put you in the right frame of mind when you go to support your new consultants. The purpose, so those are in their first 90 days. And then the purpose of show-based coaching is to lead your team members through an evaluation. Hold on, I'm going to move you guys. You're blocking my screen, your pictures. Hold on. I got to back up. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Can you see that? I'll take that as a no. No. Your screen. Okay. Sorry, a little mess up here. Okay, so okay, there we go. So the purpose of show-based coaching is to lead your team members through an evaluation of their show. This will enable them to see the strong portions of their shows, as well as identify any areas that are opportunities for growth. Because every consultant will, no, I don't care if it's a $2,000 show, will want to know how to make it a $2,100 show. Would you agree? Just a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So you can use their show-based coaching for opportunities for growth. And I'm going to show you Consultant Connection, how you can help them, because sometimes you're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So Pampered Chef is really, really good at a few things here. Not a few things, a lot of things. And let me see if I'm not logged in. Let me show you where you're going to go to help get your questions answered. Okay, so you're at Consultant Corner, and we're going to go to Consultant Connection, and we're going to search for consultant. That's the easiest way for me. You can also go to your performance tracker. So I'm going to put in Lucia. She's right here. Let me not put in Lucia. Let me put in a consultant, like one of my brand new consultants. And you click on her name, and it brings up this her calendar, so you can see all of her calendar as well. Anytime you go in, you can see all of their stuff. So you're going to go ahead and click on her name or his name, and here is a way that you can, oh, let me go back one. So it has all their information, and you can actually use this to log what you talk about in their coaching notes here. Or you can use a binder or whatever, but you're going to do add a coaching note. And it says, are you ready to call your consultant? And then from up here, the topics, it's going to give you welcome, after their kid arrives, before the cooking show, after the cooking show, recruiting, customer care, end of their first 90 days, help with bookings, help with recruit leads, increase show sales, attendance, shows are canceling or rescheduling, time management, making contacts when they're out and about. Consultant has a new recruit, her very first recruit. New team leader promotion, new director promotion, recognize a positive result, invite to a meeting. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So let's say that this consultant is having trouble. Let's see, let's do a booking. Where's booking? Help with bookings, there it is. Help with bookings. It's gonna tell you exactly what to say. Start by asking your consultant, what are you doing now to get bookings? Or when are you most confident, most nervous in asking for bookings? How are you marketing bookings at, or the host rewards at your show? How are you planning seeds? How to use the prize drawing slips? How do you work with your hosts? And so those are the questions, and then it goes down. And it gives you, instead of you telling them what to do, you're asking them questions about what they're doing, because through that you just might find it's just maybe they're not asking or they're not talking about bookings. And then you can, it has some places that you can refer your consultants to through PCU for answers. And then you can just write a note, you know, she's going to watch this, and then you'll talk to her in a couple days and follow up and see what ideas she got from that training. So this is a handy tool that we have to help support you. Pretty soon, you're going to just know what to say, know what to do, and have those words at your fingertips. But until then, do take advantage of this. Okay. Get back over here. All right. So this allows you to match. So the show-based coaching also allows you to match your time with their efforts. A person that is submitting one show a month, you're going to talk to them once a month. person that's submitting 8 shows a month, you're going to talk to them either twice a month if they're doing 4 and 4 as a virtual consultant, or 8 times a month, real quick. They're not long calls. They're just like, hey, how'd your show go? You know, blah, 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 da, da, da. They're real quick. 8 times a month. Because it wouldn't make sense to talk to the person submitting 1 show a month 8 times, or the person submitting 8 shows a month, you know, just have just a little bit of your time. So it matches. How familiar are you with the new consultant Strong Start? Have you seen that, Lucia?
What is that?
The new consultant Strong Start, or
Oh, yeah.
any, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. Okay, okay. Or any other new consultant training?
I looked over the PCU and all the forms that you can print out, all the information you can send over, or trainings that they can do on their first days.
Awesome. Yes, very, very awesome. And if you're on Becky's team, then she's really followed that and then just added a virtual twist. And what she finds has helped get her virtual consultants to a strong start. And I know she's working with Pampered Chef to have that, just like the PCU. I mean, the new consultant training for live shows. Okay. All right. If a consultant is outside of their 90 days, use the ABCs to help decide if a consultant is a performer. A is anyone who wants to promote in a level, increase their show schedule, or increase their income. Your B consultants, anyone that's happy with their business, but not necessarily interested in growing their business. And a C consultant is anyone that's not engaged or are most likely leaving the business. Take some time in the next 24 hours to go through your personal team into one and divide into one of these 3 categories. If you can think of an A on your team right now, tell me, who is it?
I would say
Wendy.
Miranda.
Okay, Lucia said Miranda. Who else is talking?
Denise.
Denise, who's your A?
Wendy.
Wendy. Anybody else want to share? Maybe it's just you two on. Okay, Wendy, and who else did you say? Miranda.
Miranda.
Yes, I see Miranda popping up on your team page, commenting and stuff like that. So that's awesome. All right, Miranda, let's go. So before I go on to this, have either of you invited them, talked to them about Fast Track?
Oh, I have. She's thinking about it, but she's not. I think she's getting married soon.
Oh, then that $500 might come in handy.
Yeah, she's planning a wedding.
Okay. Well,
And
sometimes they need that money. So anyway, just remind them that bonus and the date that it's available through. And what's the worst thing that could happen? So there are 2 types of A performers. The first group is consultants that have a specific goal to increase their show schedule or to earn more income, but not promote in level. Are best supported with show-based coaching calls. Okay. So does that make sense?
mm-hmm.
So they're not really interested in promoting to a director or this as a career, but they want to make the most out of every single show. So these consultants, these A consultants, are best supported with the show-based coaching call. And always revisit, you know, have you changed your mind? Are you interested in our career plan? Are you interested in a leadership position? What do you think your goal would be with these consultants besides helping them reach their goal? Anything?
Well, definitely they would learn more in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. And it might just be like a gradual, oh, well, look, I'm already there. Because if they're doing that many shows, they're in front of that many people, even if they're not actively recruiting, people are going to want to join them. People that get bookings, usually it's a complement of that show. There's 3 reasons why people get bookings. Number 1, that host wants a repeat of that show with their friends. They want free products or they want to help their host. So when you have a consultant that is continuing to get bookings, she might just be that magnet that people are attracted to and envy your business too. So yeah, it might just gradually slip into that. So just keep supporting her business, supporting her in her business. The second group of is those consultants that want to promote. What's the best way to support your A's that want to promote and level? They are top priority consultants because they are future leaders on your team. So one leader on your team is your next promotion and pay raise to your advanced director. When you help someone on your team develop into a director, then that's your first promotion and pay raise to advanced director. By working with them, you will be advancing your career as well. So these people, you want to start them in a director bound program led by your director or another group of directors. You want to get them in the director bound group. So if they're the slightest bit interested in promoting to that next level, they want to be in the Unstoppable Future Leaders or my Let's Promote group. Also, they need to be on weekly calls. And I know Denise and Lucia, you probably experienced this yourself, having that weekly call that you can share, you can be excited about what's going right, and then get some help or talk about, you know, what may not be going so smoothly. So that's very, very important. Show-based coaching calls should be held after each show. They hold still. Both you and the new consultant track their results, and you coach them through the areas that they need growth. What are some key areas you should track?
The shows, the sales,
Uh-huh. Their recruit leads. So if they want to promote these so the first group of A consultants are just people that want big, beautiful shows and that's it. Recruits may come, but this other group of A performers are people that want to grow in the career plan. So the number 1 area you should are their recruit leads. And they might not know how to recruit, but you want to talk about the people that are at their shows. Tell me about your host. Tell me about the people at your shows. Who was commenting? Who was talking? Who was volunteering? Who was booking? And you want, whenever I talk to consultants about people that they've met through their parties or they like or they want to meet, use their names. They'll say, oh, I had 2 bookings and what's their name? And you write down their name. And they become a lead. Tell me about them. What do you know about them? Oh, she's a teacher, da 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 da. And then you can help give ideas to follow through with those leads. But yeah, if they want to grow their business, you need to talk about people. Talk about the people they've come in contact with and get their names. Okay, let's talk about the bee consultants. Bees are consultants that are happy and content with their business. They are best supported by invitations to team training, recognition, and prompt follow-up on questions they may have. It's also important to check in with them from time to time to see if their goals or desires change. How else can you make sure your bee consultants feel valued?
Recognition.
Recognition's always important. But this is one that can help you out too. Okay, I'll tell you. So bee consultants, when I find those that are really happy, you know, they're just, you know, they chime in, they're submitting shows, you know, I will ask them if they want to help at a team meeting. So I'll just say, hey, can you talk at the team meeting, can you talk about the consultant special or the host bonus or the guest special and how you're using that, you know, this month or next month? And I'll tell you what, they are like, oh my gosh, I would love to, or sure, they want to help out. They just don't really know what to do. And sometimes when they help out a lot, they move from your B to your A. So yeah, you ask them, would you share how you submitted, you know, 6 shows last month? Would you share? So that's another way you can make them feel valued, is ask them to share something about their business, what's going well. One way you can stay connected with all the consultants on your personal team, including the C's, is by sending a quick tip text. Each month. This should be sent within the first 5 days of the month. And we also have a pampered perk called PhoneVite, where you can record one message, put your team's phone numbers in, and it will send this message to them. It sounds just like you until they start talking, and it's just a recording. But you can do this in a text or the PhoneVite, and it is a pampered perk, so we do get a discount on the service. Of course, texting is completely free. So it should be sent in the first 5 days of the month. When you reach out to your team at the beginning of the month, they will feel you are focused on them and their goals. If you are only contacting them at the end of the month, it feels like you are focused on only your goals. Does that make sense? Yeah. A quick text is a great way to check in with each consultant, offer a business tip, share information about a promotion, and ask how you can best support them in the month. This monthly check-in is where you may be able to move consultants from a C category to the B category. This text will be posted on our Director and Beyond page for you to copy and paste in your own text to each members on your personal team. Are you already checking in with your consultants once a month in some other way? If so, what are you doing?
Messenger.
Okay, awesome. Messenger is great too. I love it. Anybody else check in with their consultants?
I do. Phone.
Phone.
Messenger.
Messenger. Yeah. I like Messenger too. Because it's really quick. You go, doo-doo-doo.
Depends on the consultant.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. So let's go. If RSVP helps you decide who to spend your time with, systems tell you how to spend your time with them. What kind of systems do you think are important to have in place? Do you have any systems in place right now that help you in your personal business?
Planning.
Yeah, what kind of planning do you do? What do you use? What do you use to keep your day or your month planned?
Well, I didn't have any like specific, but I would write down like the night before what I wanted to do the following day.
That's huge. That's great. That's awesome. And we're going to talk about that too, Lucia, because it really does help you keep on track. But does anybody use a system that you just every single time for every single, whatever it is, party, new consultant? Does anybody have anything down? Not yet?
I have my calendar.
You use your calendar. Okay.
Yeah, color coded. I have two
Oh,
different ones.
yeah, so you have a system with color coordinated calendar that helps you do the same thing every single time.
Yes.
Good, good. And this is Denise, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I use calendars too. When you think about having an organized business, what's the picture in your mind? Do you see a digital calendar or paper? Do you see binders or Evernote? The truth is, different people have different needs when it comes to managing their time and staying organized. The most important guideline is to have a system in place for managing the RSVP. So your R, which is recruiting, you're going to have some kind of system for following up on your leads. And always remember, your system should be duplicatable. You should be able to pass on your system to your new consultants. So your new consultants are going to need a way to track how they follow up with their leads too, their recruiting. The other system you should have is for host coaching. Also, it should be duplicatable to your new consultants. You should have a system for how you start new consultants. And that should be able to be passed on to your new directors. And then how you develop leaders. And those are your performers. And that should be able to be passed on. So your R is lead follow-up system. S for selling should be your host coaching. V for your very new people should be a new consultant training. And your P, your performers, should be a Director Brown program. So do any of you have any of those systems in place yet, or you're collaborating with another director?
I have new consultant.
You're a new consultant, Strong Start. Okay.
Mhm.
And you have your host coaching.
Yes, and I have my host coaching.
Okay. How about you, Lucia? What do you have in place? You're on mute. Lucia, you're on mute. We didn't hear anything.
I have the binder for host coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a binder with my consultant binder.
Your new consultant binder?
Yes.
Okay, great. And Denise, how about you?
I have the host coaching, the Strong Start.
Good. So it sounds like everybody on this Zoom needs the R. How are you taking care of your R's? You're recruiting. This is for your personal business.
I just have the lead list.
Okay. All right. So that's good. The lead list, a spiral notebook. I put Post-its on my wall, like people that I need to talk to now. So make sure you have something. Denise, do you
Yeah, I
have?
have a leads list.
Okay. So when I say systems, you guys might have thought it has to be this huge system that you have to go. No, it's as simple as a lead list. Absolutely. You just, make sure that you're passing that on. And then the developing leaders. So is anybody thinking about, do you have any Ps on your team that want to promote?
I have two.
Tammy has two. They're in our group, and I'll be starting that developing leader program again. We did it Sensational Sunday, so that'll be starting up probably next Sunday. Okay, so good. And I know Becky has one too. So for her directors that are up and coming. Okay, so here's some top tips for time management. Make a to-do list. And this is what Lucia was just saying. She does it the night before. Some people create a daily list while others prefer a weekly overview of tasks to be done. Do related tasks at the same time. So if you're making host coaching calls, make them all on the same day or all at the same time. And that works out great for virtual parties because they're starting at the same time. So you know what day? Monday is my host coaching day for my virtual parties that start on Wednesday. And so then with my live shows, it's a little different. Make your 5 contacts a day at the same time or on the same day. Make your host packets for the month at the same time. I might not have 8 shows booked, but when I sit down to make host packets, I make 8 of them. And my goal, my job is, if I don't have a show, is to be putting somebody's name on that host packet. Do your team coaching calls all on the same day. And this was huge for me. Really, things started changing a lot in my business as far as my team went, is when I took Tuesday and scheduled all my phone calls. And at first it was just 1 or 2. But I knew Tuesday wasn't the best day to make my doctor's appointments or go get my hair done or stuff like that, or if someone wanted to meet for lunch. I knew it wasn't Tuesday, not Tuesday. My family knows Tuesday is a day that I am in my office, and that works out great for them too. I mean, down from Maya, she knows, Tuesday runs like clockwork. I pick you up, because my schedule's really tight. It's not the day to say, can you take me and my girlfriend to the mall? That's not the day. She'll ask me on Wednesday. So it's grown tremendously. It started out with a couple of consultants, and now I'm in my office from like 9 to 2:30 before I have to go pick her up and doing host coaching calls. Consultant coaching calls. And I feel very productive at the end of the day. Like, I talk to everybody, everybody's on track, they're quick, they're fast, no more than 30 minutes, unless somebody's requested more time. Complete each task before moving on to something else. And I think I posted this on My Pampered People the other day. Just keep telling yourself, finish it. Finish it. Because I do get sidetracked. I'm like, oh that. And then then at the end of the day, you don't feel very productive. So, is that you? Anybody? For example, yeah?
I'm sorry, this is Jennifer Fletcher. I've been on the phone the whole time driving, so I haven't been able to chime in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I cannot stay on task at all.
It's tough. I mean, there's so just like overstimulated city going on with social media and stuff, and people can get to you from your host to people at your parties to consultants to Becky and I asking you questions or your director. So you really can just at any moment be pulled in several different directions. So just tell yourself, finish it. And I apologize to Lucia because she had jumped on and asked me something this morning, and I was trying to finish up this training, get it into these slides. And I said, I will right after I get done with this, because it was important this morning. Beyond that, finish it. For example, keep postcards on your desk and drop notes of praise or encouragement right after a conversation with a consultant. Don't save that part of the coaching for a task later. So I will, when I'm talking to someone and I want to send something out, I address it or put her name on it. And I put it over there because Maya or someone now comes into my office and will address and stamp and get those out for me. Oh yeah, hire your kids too to do stuff like that. Work within pockets of time. If you have 15 minutes of time, work on the task that can be accomplished during that time period. Use longer periods for priorities that require more attention. And this is important because sometimes you do a task that you pick a task to start that you can't get done, but you try, and then when you could have completed another task and it be done and scratched off your to-do list. It's my favorite thing. Lucia, you're a list person. Do you love just scratching stuff off your list?
I do.
Oh my gosh, it gets addicting. If you're a list person, scratching them off, you can't get them off your list fast enough. So, and that's the beauty of having a list. Make phone calls between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. and save the paperwork activities for things that you can do, during the time that is not really appropriate to call somebody unless you've asked. Save those priorities for then. Do you have any time management tips you want to share? Anybody? Okay. If you're still not sure where to start, ask yourself these questions every day. What can I do today to move closer to my long-term goals? So if your long-term goals is that of becoming, a career path, another step in the career path, what are you doing today to move you towards that? What is the single most important thing to accomplish today? What do I have to get done today? And then my favorite, does this support my number one goal? So everybody has like that number one goal, like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to happen in my business. That's my number one goal. So whenever you're doing something, you always ask yourself, does this support my number one goal? And people will ask you to do things too. They might say, hey, like I was telling you before, we're having a meeting. Will you talk about the host special for next month? So then you ask yourself, does this support my number one goal? You know what, Rocky, that really doesn't support my number one goal. But how about if I do something on recruiting? How about if I do something about developing people? How about if I, what is it that supports your number one goal? And then find a way to incorporate that in everything you do. Thinking about these questions, what's the first thing you need to do tomorrow?
I need to get more bookings.
Okay, so your number one goal for tomorrow is bookings. So
Yes.
throughout the day, you're going to ask yourself when you're doing things, is this going to support my number one goal? Is this going to get bookings on my calendar? If the answer is no, then maybe change what you're doing. Anybody else?
That's mine too, bookings.
Bookings, bookings, bookings. Block out some time. Block out, make the time. The number one reason too is why we don't accomplish something is because we haven't scheduled the time to do it. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to do it after lunch. Okay, I'm going to do it after I pick up the kids. I'm going to do it after dinner. And then now it's too late. So then the next day starts. Block out some time to make your booking calls. I don't care if you have to sit on the potty and do them. It's quiet. No one can get to you. No one can see you. It's my other office. Okay, this wraps up. Oh my gosh, we're done. Look at that. This wraps up your second session of the new director training. Just one more to go. What comments, questions, or concerns do you have? Let's start with comments. I want to know what went well. What did you like about this training? What did you learn?
The type of consultants.
Oh, the ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then definitely the RSVP.
I love that thing. Whenever I'm just going nuts, I just stop and think about that RSVP and put it into practice. It makes you feel so much better. All right. Anybody else?
I'm with Lucia.
I am too.
The ABC and the RSVP. Good.
Yeah.
Is this you, Denise, or Jennifer?
Denise is one of them. There was someone else too.
Tammy.
Tammy, what do you like, Tammy?
The ABC and the RSVP. I
Hmm,
didn't.
so great. All right. Anybody else? I
agreed.
Oh, and Jennifer agrees. Okay, I don't think you guys were on, and you might have been on the phone, but I don't think you could see my computer when I showed Lucia how to help new consultants. Did you think that was cool? Or you got, so watch the replay of this kind of like in the middle, but how you're going to answer your new consultants' questions. I mean, Pampered Chef has it all laid out for you. So
I was on. I seen that.
Oh, you did? Okay, great. Great, great, great. That's a resource that is kind of hidden way back and we forget about it. But if the more you use it, the more that, you know, you'll learn it and know what to say.
Well, I had no idea it was even there.
I know. It's just really, really hidden. It's unfortunate. So how about questions? Does anybody have any questions? Oh, okay. Concerns? No? All right. Well, ladies, then that is it for our meeting. Thank you for taking an hour out of your day to help have your directorship stronger and be able to move forward. And we'll meet for our last one next Monday. And I'll also post this to, I'm going to post this. I'm going to post your quick text tip, and also the New Consultant Strong Start by Becky Ishii and Stacy Itzel to listen to, because I'm not even talking about the tasks that they do, but their mindset. And if you just listen to it and get into a mindset of a leader and how their thinking goes, it'll truly help you. Truly, truly, truly help you. So look for those 3 things and have a fabulous week.
Thanks, Rocky.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.